It's been a while.
It's been a long time. we missed you guys. We've just been kind of busy, but we're back.
Guess who's back?
Back again. Okay. So, let's see. Today we have a special treat for you guys, right?
Are you about to give us the recap?
Sure, I can do the recap. And I can do it because I've been listening to our stuff on Spotify. If you guys are YouTube fans over here, if you want to just listen to our stuff without having to see our beautiful faces, you can find us on Spotify. And we're under Pokenana Podcasts. And you can listen to our Poke showings on there. Or you can listen to our new segment or new videos that I'm doing where I review the Goosebumps books. But last whatever we recorded, we were watching the episode of Who Gets to Keep Togepi.
Yeah.
And then in this episode, I mean, like, long story short, they're just fighting over who gets to keep Togepi. Togepi hatches, and I mean, I guess that's going way far into it, right?
That's like the end.
So Togepi hatches.
Spoiler.
Yeah. So I guess Meowth steals Togepi, and he wants to take care of him, whatever. And is that still the same episode? I don't know if that was the episode before. I think it's all in one episode, right? The non-Rocky montage.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, guys. Listen, Togepi there's this egg. They're fighting over who gets to keep the egg. Team Rocket and the crew. Brock wants to keep it. Ash wants to keep it. Misty wants to keep it. Team Rocket wants. Not even Team Rocket. It's really just Meowth wants to keep it. And they end up.
Yeah, Jesse and James sit out with this one.
Yeah, they're just like, I guess we'll support Meowth.
Yeah.
And so what happens is they have a battle over who gets to keep Togepi, and it's kind of was it a sudden death one where it's just one-on-one until there's one left, I think?
Yeah, I feel like that's what happened.
Yeah. So, shoot, man. I remember, so Meowth fights Onyx, Rock's Onyx, and he throws water on him and scratches him, and that faints him for some reason. Because they're that weak to water. Mm-hmm. I'm sure Onyx, if he was ever left in the rain, he'd probably die.
Yeah.
And then Ash beats Misty? I don't remember, honestly.
Yeah.
Did Ash beats Misty, right? With Bulbasaur? And then at the end, Ash beats Meowth to keep Togepi. But when Togepi hatches, she only wants to be with Misty, so I guess Misty gets to keep Togepi, and that is probably the slowest, the fastest recap we've ever done. But to tell you the truth, it's been a while. I don't remember the whole episode. Just go back and watch our last episode. We're good. Mm-hmm. Today we're gonna watch Bulbasaur's Mysterious Garden.
All right, go ahead and recap that one too. I'm just kidding.
I haven't seen it yet. There's this mysterious garden and Bulbasaur's in it. No, I actually, for some reason, I feel like the last few episodes, a lot of them I didn't remember much about it. But this one is a memorable one for me because this is when Bulbasaur has an opportunity to evolve and decides to resist the urge to get stronger. Why?
It's like those guys you have to grow up, and they're like, no, I don't want to leave home. Little man-childs.
But they still grow up, though. They're still bigger. Bulbasaur's like, I want to be mini.
I want to be mini.
I don't know, man.
Be small and vulnerable forever.
You know, I think maybe what happened is Bulbasaur saw the changes in Charmander when he evolved. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's his fear. He doesn't want to become...
Oh, we're doing some, predictions?
A DICK.
Mm-hmm. Just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new Ant-Man movie?
No, I'm not very interested in doing that.
Oh.
No, thank you.
Well, here's a spoiler. One of the villains is fighting his daughter, and when they defeat him, he's in the ground, and he he's like, I don't understand. And she's like, just don't be a dick. And he's like, but it's too late. I'm already a dick.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, it's never too late to stop being a dick. And kind of just like, and then he dies, actually.
And then he dies. Wow. This is the big head guy.
Yeah.
So stupid. That's so dumb. Oh, I was thinking of Venom. You know, the first Venom has a deleted scene that was so good. I can't believe they left it out of the movie. It just shows Eddie Brock messing with the window, like turning it up and down in a taxi.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Would you stop doing that?" He's like, "Why?" He's like, "Because it's annoying and you're driving me crazy." And he goes, "Why are you why are you on the edge?" You know? And he goes, "Because it doesn't take, because the police are after us, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that we might be with whoever the girl is. I don't even remember her name in the movie." And then he goes, "Let me." What does he say? He said, Eddie Brock says, "You know, I don't know how they do things in space, you know, but here on Earth, like, people have emotional damage. You know, when I was a kid, I used to steal action figures, not because I wanted to keep them, but because I wanted to return them and be like the hero, be like a superhero." And then and Venom's like, let me tell you advice coming from thousands of years of alien history or something. And he goes, "Okay, you know, give it to me." And and Venom goes, "Try really hard to not be a dick." He's like, "Wow." It was so good. So it's kind of like that, I guess. It's a good lesson to learn, for sure. It's a good lesson to learn.
Well, my favorite part of the movie has to do with it. What's his name? Modark, or what's the character's name?
I don't know.
Oh man, you're like the Marvel guy.
I am? I've never even read Marvel comics.
Oh no? I just feel like you know all the characters. Well, anyways, the big head guy, right? When they're showing
videos.
When they're showing his creation, it shows like Kane like pulling him out of like a vat, and you see his like big head and his tiny arms, and you see his like little butt, just like.
Oh. I guess there's poop in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I guess, like, is that movie worth watching just to see that little guy?
Just to see the little butt, yeah.
Is it?
You can just turn it off there.
Yeah. Oh man, I've heard so many bad things about it. And I just don't want to see it because I really like Ant-Man 1 and Ant-Man 2.
I mean, I've definitely seen worse movies.
Like Thor: Love and Thunder.
Man, that was also a rough one, you know? But no, because I feel like Christian Bale was still a really good performance, you know? And this one...
It's true.
...is just... no.
Just no. Oh, man.
Like, this one, like, is so predictable and just, like, everything just so, like, cliche and just... You see every trope a mile away.
Yeah.
A lot of contradicting stuff.
And I hear they have, like, kind of the... Like, the daughter becomes, like, a genius overnight kind of thing, too.
Yeah. Like, literally, she's like an average child. And then during the 5 years he's gone, she's, like, building quantum mechanics and building machines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the way they explain it is she read her grandpa's notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about Marvel. I'd rather talk about Pokemon. Not that it's any better. But actually, it probably is better.
Did you get that TikTok I sent you on all the mistakes?
Yes, I actually watched that girl and I subscribed to her on YouTube a long time ago.
Oh.
She's pretty. She has a lot of good Pokemon content. Evie something. I forgot what her name is. She's from England and she always has like little Eevee ears that she wears. She has a little cartoon and does Pokemon content.
Interesting.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah, I didn't realize there were so many errors, and honestly, I'm just not observant. I have not. Have you noticed about the Poké Rap? Then
I mean,
when it shows a Poliwag, it says Poliwrath.
I definitely thought I was more observant. But I didn't mention.
Yeah.
I didn't really see any of those.
And some of those episodes we've gone through, like mistakes of Pokemon. What about the Pokemon rap? Did you ever notice the Poliwrath? The Poliwag?
No, I knew. Even in the Mewtwo movie, I didn't notice Alakazam.
Was that the Mewtwo movie?
Yeah.
Oh, it was. Yeah, you're right. For some reason, I thought it was the Lighthouse episode. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, I guess let's keep our eyes peeled, everyone, and see if we can find mistakes in these episodes. I'm sure that was just like a small list of what probably should have been a huge list.
I know. Someone just went Green Weedle. Like that's a shiny.
For the one reason it's like 2 Pikachus.
Yeah.
On Ash. It's like, wait, how do you make that mistake?
I know, right?
I don't get that.
Like he's just like coloring it in. Like this is normal. This is right.
I guess. Let's see if we can find any mistakes on this one. I'm excited for this episode. This is Bulbasaur, my favorite starter. Let's see what we get here.
He's definitely my favorite Kanto starter.
Yeah. Yeah, for me it's pretty close. Venusaur and Typhlosion. They're pretty hand in hand.
Man, for me it's Hisuian Typhlosion or like Greninja.
Ninja. Yeah.
Alright, you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's go. Also, let me know when you're ready to 3, 2, 1.
Ready.
Okay.
YouTube, we'll see you
BRB.
right after this. Right now. Right now. Right now.
Alright. Did that episode spark any feelings deep within you?
It was so this episode was an episode for sure.
Yeah. It definitely took like 23 minutes of my time.
Right, yeah, that too. And Team Rocket was in it. And I felt like the beginning of the episode made it seem like it was going to be a better episode than it was. But it was not. I guess initial thoughts, I'd say... but alas, it was a letdown. I'd say initial thoughts, this is, not the worst, but down there. It's down there somewhere.
Yeah, so let's give a little recap. It starts off, our heroes are in an epic, probably one of the visually best battles we've seen in a while between Rhyhorn and Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur takes on a full takedown to the head, to the skull, a takedown that could shatter a mountain instantly. To the skull, meaning, and this is canon now, Bulbasaur's head is stronger than a mountain.
This is canon.
This is canon.
Yeah.
Bulbasaur then starts to glow, and worried, Ash takes to a Pokemon Center where Nurse Joy just tells it that it's getting ready to evolve. And they just happen to be in the right place in the world where Bulbasaurs evolve at this time. They notice flowers growing around Bulbasaur, wildflowers. In the middle of the night, Bulbasaur wakes up and sneaks out of the hospital or the Pokemon Center. And Pikachu follows it, where Bulbasaur is immediately kidnapped by a gang of Bulbasaurs, hoisted into the air like he's a jolly good fellow, and they run into the forest.
He's a jolly good fellow.
Pichu goes back, wakes up Ash, Misty, and Brock, and like the hound dog he is, sniffs out Bulbasaur's location through all kinds of crazy smells that must be in that forest.
Yeah. I feel like we're not using Pikachu to its full potential.
Yeah. Once they navigate their way through the living forest that is trying to stop them from moving forward, they arrive at the festival where they see Venusaur yelling out "Soar" until all the Bulbasaurs evolve in Ivysaurs. Except for Ashes, who's like sitting there with a bratty look on its face, like, I don't wanna. Is then about to be swiftly spanked by Daddy Sore when Ash jumps in the way and takes the beating for it. After
Is that Venusaur's nickname? Daddy Sore?
Daddy Sore.
I love it. I love it. Because he whips his kids, right?
Mm-hmm. While they're exchanging words, Team Rocket comes in a balloon with a mega vacuum that sucks up only Ivysaurs.
We've seen this before.
This is definitely a recycled plot. Definitely.
In many ways.
In many ways.
Wait, isn't the Pikachu one? Did they use? Oh no, they used the net. They didn't use the vacuum on that one. Right?
Yeah. So this time they told Pikachu don't Thundershock it because they didn't want to hurt the Ivysaur. Instead, they told Bulbasaur to use a giant ray of concentrated sunlight at the direction of the bag, which causes a fiery explosion to dislodge them.
But thank goodness they didn't electrocute.
Thank God they didn't electrocute though.
Thank goodness.
Well, Team Rocket blast off. Venusaur shakes Bulbasaur's little appendage, and that's the end. So let's hear, what were your initial thoughts on this episode?
Oh man, I'll just go into it if you don't mind.
No.
I agree with you that the beginning of this episode is really great. I really enjoyed. I still think we haven't gotten a very good battle or like a competitive battle other than maybe the Pikachu versus Raichu episode. But this Rhyhorn versus Bulbasaur, it was getting there. It was.
I was saying we're making steps in the right direction.
Yeah, I was getting there. I love that. I love the Rhyhorn slamming into Bulbasaur. Then Bulbasaur makes him turn into Tasmanian Devil for some reason.
Yeah.
Like whipping him into. I just don't think if you whipped a Rhyhorn is very heavy, he could just spin into circles. That'd have to be a pretty dang strong whip.
Yeah.
But
especially considering he's a rock, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's probably super heavy.
Pretty unrealistic Pokemon. Pretty unrealistic. Bulbasaur, Nurse Joy tells them at the Pokemon Center that Bulbasaur is getting ready to evolve. And so Ash is very excited, as he should be, you know, any trainer would be excited for the Pokemon being able to evolve. And I guess the story, the lesson we learn in this story is that, you know, just because everyone, all these Bulbasaurs and Ash and Misty Brock, everyone thinks that evolution or thinks that something is good, doesn't necessarily mean that it's best for everyone. And I know that's probably a stretch, but that's what I got from this video, from this movie. Not movie, show. And so, yeah, it's got an interesting setting, this mysterious garden. I feel like we could go deeper into this. If we want to do a mysterious garden, I would love to have a few episodes to develop this setting. But with one episode, all I know about this mysterious garden is that everything grows really fast and that vines will attack anybody that tries to enter when the Bulbasaurs are evolving, I guess. Another episode where Team Rocket wasn't necessary. And it's like you were saying, it's very similar to the Pikachu episode with all the Pikachu. A lot of singing, a lot of just kind of I guess the Pikachu one had more culture in it, but this one's just kind of all the Bulbasaur sitting around waiting to evolve, and Bulbasaur just kind of looking around like, this is stupid. I don't want to do this. This is an episode that could have definitely benefited from subtitles, because there was a lot of Pokemon talking, and we never knew what was going on at all. And then we have like little moments where Brock's like, people are trying to figure out if Bulbasaurs are plants or no, what did he say? It's been a mystery of people.
Creatures or plants.
Yeah. And Ryan's like, well, what are they then? We don't get that. I don't know. I guess they're dinosaurs or something.
I think they're supposed to be toads.
Yeah, well, I agree to disagree, I guess. One thing I learned from this episode is that Venusaur has tons of vines, which makes me like him even more.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, so cool. I don't think he uses them very often, but I guess when the situation calls for it. One of my I think my favorite part of this episode, and it's because it was so ridiculous, it was really unnecessary, but it made me laugh, was when Team Rocket can't get into the forest because the vines are keeping them from going to the forest. They're trying to chop them down, but the vines are hitting them away. So they end up using their Meowth hot air balloon, and so they're coming over where the Venusaur is and all the Ivysaur, and where they're having this whole discussion. And then to these Ivysaurs and Venusaur, they explain. they go on to explain how they got there. Like, we were getting stopped by the vines, but then we got on this hot air balloon and went over, and now we're over here, and we have made it to the mysterious garden, and that's why we're here now. As if the Venusaur and Ivysaur would really want to know their story. I don't know, I think this is part of Team Rocket's character, right? Like, they feel like they have to explain themselves all the time, and, like, be charismatic. I don't know. They have to have do everything with charisma.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess I also liked Bulbasaur charging his solar beam. I just always imagine a solar beam being like the sun coming out, and then the sun being soaked into his bulb and then shooting out. But it actually is more of a and then he shoots it out. And then Ash pulls a quote from The Mask: "Smokin'." Smokin'. This episode was, I remember it the same way that I saw it this time. This is an episode where Bulbasaur has an opportunity to evolve in a really cool way, and instead it's just an episode where, Bulbasaur doesn't evolve, and I guess Pokemon have to just accept him the way he is, which I feel like we've gotten this lesson many times in Pokemon already. So it's outdone, and why didn't they want to evolve him? Like, why didn't the creators want to evolve him? Ivysaur would have been a cool addition to the team. Would have kept things fresh. I don't know. I think there's a lot of bad decisions made in this episode, and I guess it's that, like, they wanted to teach you that just because everybody sees something as a good thing doesn't mean it's good for everybody. And that's a good lesson to learn, but I don't know.
Yep.
Not a favorite episode.
I agree. So my take, I also agree. Like the Rhyhorn and Bulbasaur was an awesome start. I definitely feel like at this point in the season, because we're still in season 1, they are definitely getting more of a hang on what Pokemon battles could look like. We're seeing that step go from like a single move battle to like some back and forth.
Yeah.
I don't like how they implemented this lore, though, that Bulbasaur, I guess, needs to be part of some festival to evolve.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird thing to impose.
Did they say that's the only way they can evolve?
I don't know, but I mean, like, statistically, though, it's a lot of Bulbasaur to not have evolved or evolve at once.
Yeah, and if humans can't go there,
Mm-hmm.
there's got to be a different way that humans can evolve their Bulbasaurs.
Yeah.
Or do you think all those Bulbasaurs have trainers?
Maybe. I don't know. There's not a lot of exposition with this episode, you know?
There is, we just don't understand it.
Yeah, maybe they're explained the whole time. We just need like a translator. Like if only Meowth was listening.
Right. Yeah, Meowth could have been useful for this episode to just explain a few things.
Yeah, and I definitely feel like if they were gonna go this route of just having the Pokemon talk all day, like they should have used Meowth to kind of be a liaison between us and the characters, so we could be involved as well. Instead, we're just kind of like this third wheel this whole episode, like wondering what's going on, you know, and having to make assumptions rather than be a part of the festival. You know, we're forced to take a step back and try to figure things out.
Yeah, bro, I remember one time I went to that theme park with a friend of mine, and like she spoke French and Spanish, and I speak English and Spanish, and then she brought friends that also spoke French and Spanish with her, like a couple friends, and the whole time they were speaking French, even though I was like there the whole time with both of them.
It's kind of rude.
Yeah, and I kept asking, you know, like, can we talk Spanish so I can participate? But they were like, nah, we're good. So, yeah, guess that reminds me of what you were saying.
Yeah, for real. Also, they don't really give us, like you were saying, like a reason Bulbasaur doesn't want to evolve. You know, he's just kind of go against the crowd kind of thing, I guess, you know? But
yeah, reason would be nice.
They don't, like, establish, like, oh, you know, like, he isn't like the way what happened to Charmander, you know?
Yeah.
Or maybe he's scared it'll fundamentally change him, too.
Yeah.
But honestly, I feel like it would have been a good contrast, you know? We've seen an evolution go wrong with Charmander. We could have seen with this an evolution gone right with Bulbasaur, you know?
Love it.
Because we don't really have many evolutions to go off of. Because he doesn't treat Pidgeotto like he does his 3 starters, you know? He set Butterfree free not very long after it evolved, you know?
Right. Yeah, I love that idea, actually.
I think that Team Rocket definitely took away this episode. Like, there was no point in them being there again.
Yeah.
I feel like they were trying to do something deep with this episode, but it's lost in translation, you know?
Yeah.
So, you want to do our wild encounters?
Yeah, let's do that. So I just put it on our Twitch. I'm gonna start doing that so you guys can go along and see which Pokemon we got. But our encounters today are Rhyhorn, Chansey, Venusaur, and Ivysaur.
There's Bulbasaur too.
Oh yes, sorry, Bulbasaur. Almost forgot. Bulbasaur. There we go. So, what do you think?
Venusaur.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, same. Venusaur. I also gotta say though that design-wise, I like Ivysaur a little more than Venusaur.
Mm-hmm.
But I would still take Venusaur just because, the design doesn't, the design of Venusaur is not that much off of Ivysaur, and it's more powerful. Way more powerful. He's my kind of big boy.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Man, this was definitely a weird episode, Like,
yeah.
They wasted a lot of time creating these conversations that could be interpreted through body language, tone, facial expression, but yet didn't really animate it at all. In a way that we could interpret it more than just tone.
Yeah, communication could have been done in so many other ways.
Because
they could have written on the ground. They could have
communication even in
reenacted it. Yeah.
Even in humans is way majority body language. You know?
Yeah.
And I think that's something they were trying to play with. You don't have to understand them to know what they're saying. But then they speak to the animator, and who knows?
Yeah. Rating?
I'm gonna give this a 1 Modoc butt.
Modoc butt?
Mm-hmm. The little itty bitty butt. Itty bitty.
Oh, Modoc. Is that in this episode? I must have missed that part.
We inserted it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for me, it's a toss-up between 1 and 1.5. I'll give it 1.5 Rhyhorn takedowns to the skull.
Yeah.
And I'm just giving it a little bit of a higher rating because we got to see, my favorite starter in all its forms, and we got to see a Solar Beam, which is like, one of the coolest grass moves.
Mm-hmm.
And there was. I feel like we got to see a little bit more of Bulbasaur's personality. He's kind of a rebel, kind of just doesn't want anyone telling him what to do. He's going to do things his own way. And Misty kept saying that Ash's Pokemon are as stubborn as he is. So I guess,
I wonder if that's why Bulbasaur didn't want to evolve. Is it had like this big ass concussion in the beginning of the episode, and just isn't in its right mind.
Could be, yeah. He's gonna regret. I don't know. If I was Bulbasaur, I'd probably regret that night for the rest of my life.
Forever.
But that's just me, because you're probably never going there again.
Mm-hmm.
To that area. We know Ash doesn't ever revisit places.
Not even home.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is this episode. Bulbasaur's Mysterious Garden.
Would you say it was good enough for you?
Nah.
In any way, shape, or
Not
form?
good enough.
No?
Not good enough. But I'll tell you what is good enough. Our next segment, nothing's ever good enough.
What?
And today's contestant, we have the one and only, small but powerful. At least in the anime, Bellsprout.
Bellsprout. Well, I'll go first this time since you did earlier.
Yeah. Your thoughts on Bellsprout?
I actually like the design of Bellsprout a lot. I feel like that was super creative. The way they made the roots, legs.
Yeah.
The leaves as hands, and it's kind of got the Plant versus Zombies kind of flower going on.
Yeah. Before Plants vs. Zombies.
Yeah.
Dad.
This was the original.
Yeah.
I like the colors on it. The lips are a little weird and off-putting. I get intrusive thoughts of what to do with the Bellsprout.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
Its eyes are also a little weird, you know. He's got like two little black, just beady little eyes.
Would you give him Weeping Bell eyes?
Yeah.
You would?
I mean, like,
those are even creepier.
when you think about, like, Weeping Bell and Victory Bell's eyes are so expressive. You can, like, tell what they're feeling. Yet, Bellsprout's just, like, soulless,
Weeping Bell's
emotionless.
Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on?
Do you know what they do to my mouth?
I don't know. You need a big size one for Weeping Bell.
Yeah. Oop.
Oh. Oh. Is that what you? Is that all for Bellsprout?
Yeah, I mean, it's super simple. I mean, this is... Bellsprout, like, is almost a perfect Pokemon for me.
Okay. Well, surprisingly enough, I agree. I freaking love Bellsprout.
Yeah.
I love him so much. He's my favorite of this evolutionary line. But this is another situation where the simpleness, the similitude works really well.
Like, less is more here.
For sure, yeah. I don't really have much to add. I love everything you said about him. I like how he can grab Pokemon with his feet and just like whip them around. I think his leaves are just regular leaves, but he can use them to grab things as well. So I don't know. He's a great Pokemon. I'd love to party with Bellsprout.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Weeping Bell, on the other hand.
Let's go to Weeping Bell.
Yeah, Weeping Bell, on the other hand, I'm not a fan. My least favorite from the evolutionary line. The leaves look like, what are they supposed to be, like ears? And its eyes are always kind of like freaking out. To me, it looks like a banana cut in half.
I always get like fish vibes.
Fish? Yeah, I can see that too, actually. It looks like a fish head. That's 100% true.
But like, why would they give Bellsprout a body only to take it away?
Yeah, that sucks. Hey, I don't like that.
They could like a Groot little like style, you know?
Yeah. Like Weeping Bell should have been the first evolution, and then it should have grown.
Right.
Everything else, like a flower that grows from the top down.
Mm-hmm.
And then just give Victory Bell a huge chunk.
Yeah, I mean, like, Weeping Bell, like, is completely unintimidating.
Yeah.
And it's not, like, in a cute way either, with, like, how I think Gloom is cute.
Right.
You know, like, this is not very intimidating either, but I like the way it looks. This has personality to me, while this is just, like, sandcastle expression. Same thing, hands in the air.
Oh my gosh. It's just like how a cartoon gets scared. They just put their hands in the air and run away.
Yeah. Oh!
Nobody runs away like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, I hate Weeping Bell. It's a very bad design.
Yeah,
It's one of the worst in Gen 1, I think.
And I feel like because the head is bigger, the lips are more pronounced, and I don't really like that either. It's very... Especially pictures like this where they give it a tongue, too.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Would you agree that's one of the worst Gen 1? Like, maybe it would be like one of your top 10 worst Gen 1 Pokemon?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that 3D one. Jeez!
I do not like this.
No.
Poison jab. Headbutt.
Oh, no. Yeah. That one's rough. Oh, see, this would be a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot with those lips, but it's a little better. Yeah. You know what? I take it back. Okay, it is better, but not by much.
Woody Bell?
Just that head. Woody Bell. Oh, there we go. The one that looks like a tree. Whoa. Not that one. Anyways.
Whoa. This is trippy.
Nah, let's move on to Victor though.
Alright.
Why do you do this to me?
Weirdly enough, in like a weird whiplash kind of thing, I actually enjoy Victory Bell's design.
Whiplash kind of way? What do you mean by whiplash kind of way?
Like I go love, hate, love. Like I like the teeth, you know, like it's almost like a Venus flytrap kind of thing vibe I get.
It's one of those plants where the bugs like slide into them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't remember what those plants are called, but yeah.
And the fact that its eyes are right underneath the mouth make it less of a mouth, you know, even though it is because it has teeth, you know, but it's not as pronounced like the Weeping Bell, you know.
Yeah.
I like the little vine and like the little like flower covering its head.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't want to agree with you 100%, but I have to right now. I am the same way. I love, hate, love.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. This Victory Bell's great. I've never used one in a game. I'd like to, I guess, but yeah, it definitely. If you showed me Bellsprout and Victory Bell, I'd say this is a really great Pokemon line. But then, unfortunately, you'd have to show me the middle evolution.
Yeah. What? Never thought of it that way.
What way?
How it kind of looks like Krusty the Krab.
Oh yeah. I had neither.
Okay, where were we?
Yeah, I feel like this one's. I feel like this Pokemon looks dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And you see it in the show that she's always like, I know she does it like out of love, but she's always throwing James inside of her. You know? Oh, there you go. Like that. She does it out of love, but if she was doing this out of contempt, it'd be pretty scary. And those leaves, I imagine, are pretty sharp, and they're pretty big, and it looks like, you know, she's got enough room to like move them around and slice and dice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great detail, like you said, how she has that leaf on the top that can cover the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
If she has someone in there, she can just put that leaf over it and just trap them in there. And I imagine it has poisonous gases inside of its belly to, you know, disintegrate whatever's in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a great design for sure. Let me ask you something.
Okay.
Oh, even better. Would you change the color schemes at all for Victory Bell?
Yeah, I mean, it's got kind of like a banana vibe going on here.
Yeah.
I would maybe change the leaf to like a banana leaf, maybe.
Okay.
But, nah, the colors are fine for me. Like a little fruit.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, I think this is our first experience with a Pokemon that we... Well, maybe not. I don't know. I was to say that we love the first and third and hate the second.
Alright.
There you go. Your Halloween costume for this year.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, it's hard to judge when you love two of them and hate one of them.
Does this have a Mega or anything?
No. What would you do for a Mega?
Not this.
Not this. More lips. Just more lips.
More lips. Ooh, this is cool.
That is really cool. Look it up. Look up some fan art of
Ooh,
Mega.
this is
people
cool
that have done
too.
Mega.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Got like little caveman teeth.
Yeah.
This reminds me of a thing from like All Real Monsters.
Which one?
The one that holds up its eyes.
Just it's like something that. Oh yeah.
This one's kind of cool too. I like little thorns.
Yeah, it's not bad.
This one's pretty cool too. Little savage lands.
I kind of like the red on the yellow. Red and yellow always look good together.
Ooh, this one's pretty cool too.
With more lips.
More lips. More teeth.
Yeah, that would be kind of a hard task to do a really good Mega Evolution for Victorville.
Huh.
That's the one.
Tropius? What are you doing here?
Oh my gosh, that's scary. I guess there's not too many people drawing Victorvilles.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't get to see any fat ones or anything like that. Thank goodness for that, though.
Right.
Yeah, I mean...
Alohan Mega Victory Bell.
Let's see what people did. Yeah, it's still the same things. I guess...
What?
I guess I will...
Alohan Torterra Venusaur.
It's ugly. I guess I'll give this evolutionary line a... like a 2 acid stomachs, I guess.
I'm gonna give it
2 acid.
3 big lips.
Nice. You just have to like figure out how much Weeping Bell bothers you before you make a rating, right?
Yeah.
What other typing would you give a plant? Because I feel like if you want to do a Mega and maybe change the typing, because it's grass poison. What other typing do you think could be cool for a plant?
I know normal might not be a bad idea.
Yeah. Maybe fighting or something?
Yeah.
Or even like electric could be an option too. Like a poisonous plant that paralyzes you or something. I don't know.
I know. I really like the idea of the pepper plant in Scarlet and Violet. That's fire type also.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty
Yeah,
creative.
Yeah, that is creative.
Mega Victory Bell. There you go. We found it.
Oh man. Yikes. Oh, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I don't know why. Buddies. Yeah. So I guess nothing's ever good enough.
Nah.
Oh, there you go. It's like a water plant. There you go, a water plant.
Mm-hmm.
There are plants in the water.
It's true.
Oh, dang, that wheezing is beast. Did you see that one?
Oh,
Look at
yeah.
that Wheezy. Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. I like the skull and crossbones kind of feel to it.
Yeah. Love it. Alright. Well, guys, before Ryan gets out of hand here,
It's too late.
it's been real. Thank you for joining us today on our Pokenana podcast. Catch us on YouTube and Spotify. Like us, love us, comment, talk trash. We love it all.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
And as we have stated before, if you have bananas in your home, you know where to put them. Right on your chin.
Mm-hmm.
That is so cool.
Right?
That is so cool, yeah. And if you ever see a big Trueville in person, please go inside and let us know what it's like.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Peace.
Bye.